Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Well, nope. Good evening, everyone. That should be the proper way of saying it. Welcome to another edition of Live with Lloyd. As you see, I have two distinguished guests. One of them is my brother, King Simon. All of y'all know that guy. This is we've been knowing each other for decades. Some of it a little scandalous. Can't wait till his biography comes out, but we'll wait till later. In the meantime, though, I have somebody I've never had before that I'm going to be sharing with Simon, but I'm going to have her back on by herself. This is Dr. Shakirah Moore, who happens to be an iridologist, which is the study of the eyes, and she can. So when you have somebody look in your eyes, well, you got to be careful when you have Dr. Moore look in your eyes, because she can tell you a whole lot that you think you see that you don't know you see. But anyway, before I do that, let me start with the day's forecast for the Live with Lloyd show, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. It is the 25th. It's a 7-day. The sun is in Aquarius. The moon is in Aries. It's an 8 universal month, a 3 universal week, a 6 universal day. Libra, Taurus, Cancer, and Pisces, and those born on the 6th, the 7th, the 15th, the 16th, the 24th, and 25th will do well. And speaking of the 25th, which is today, folks, okay, before I, whoops, let me do this. Okay, let me get this out the way. And while we do this, oh, okay, there we go. Get this straight. The show today is going to be in defense of, whoops, we go. That's me. Okay, there we go. Hi, everybody. Thank you. But before we do that, I want to speak. I want to just come to me 1 second. Dr. Shakirah Moore is at the top right, and my brother, King Simon, is right there. Okay. But let me say this. I'm going to dedicate this show to Aretha Franklin. Okay. Why? Because she was born on the 25th, and today is the 25th. All right. But let me say this. I was surprised to hear that there was a group that formed recently, very recently. They're not even a month old yet, and they're not even from this country. But for some reason, this group took it upon themselves to declare that Aretha Franklin's song, A Natural Woman, they want it banned. Now, here's what happened. From what I understand, what little research I did today, supposedly they are now saying it was a parody. Okay. Meaning, well, we were just joking around. I was only kidding. That's not how it came out, folks. Okay. And what they said was they declared that the song was The Natural Woman was, I'll take the quotes, it perpetuates multiple anti-trans stereotypes. Now, maybe people need to do some research. This song came out a little over 55 years ago, when people were in the closet at that time, okay, before all this trans stuff came out and about gay and this and that and the other, when everybody was kind of quietly in the closet. And so, when I took a course in journalism one time, and a journalist always asks the questions: who, what, where, when, how. So my thing is, who did this? It was called the Transcultural Mindfulness Alliance. When was this? When did they start? They're not even a month old yet, this group. They're out of Norway. It's a little place in Europe next to Sweden. Okay. It's a Scandinavian country with mountains and glaciers and lakes and all that stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with that. My whole thing, I've got question is, who determined that Aretha Franklin's song, A Natural Woman, was going against the, what's it called? It's getting stereotypes against anti-trans stereotypes or something like that. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I don't understand it. I really don't understand this at all. And let me tell you, this is not the way to treat our Queen of Soul. Okay, y'all go find somebody else to pick on. All righty, all right. So whoever this group is, and by the way, that song was written before most of the people probably in that Norway group are old. You got people probably in their 20s and 30s. They wasn't even around when Aretha made this classic song. All righty. Now, why didn't they say Helen Reddy's I Am a Woman? How come they didn't put a band on that? How come they didn't request a song from Shana Twain, I Feel Like a Woman? How come they didn't do that? So this is all I'm saying. So now they're saying it's a parody, but that's not a way to play with our sisters, folks. Well, go find somebody else to do that with. All right. That's my attitude. I am speaking strictly for myself. I'm not talking for my guests. I have not discussed anything with my guests. This is something that had been bothering me for the last couple of days. How in the world can someone take it upon themselves, an individual or group of individuals? I'm saying fellas, excuse the term, but guys, it's not that serious. Okay, why you want to ban the woman's song? This is a classic. Okay, so I started even play the song as a theme today. But I said, no, I ain't gonna rub it in. But I'm just saying, I just want to get this straight. This is not to do a parody with our sisters. Don't do this. Please don't do this. Because I will defend our sisters. I'm telling you what's up with this. Don't mess with Aretha. Y'all should know this. You know how we feel about our sisters, all right? And so anyway, that's enough. I'll leave that alone. I'll get to my guests now. Okay, I'll get that out the way. Hi, Dr. Moore.
Peace, peace and love. Lloyd Strayhorn, it's an honor. Peace and love to the chat. Peace and love to the family.
Thank
This is
you.
amazing.
And King Simon, this
Peace and love
brother,
to King. Of course, peace and love to my brother King Simon. Come on. Of course, of course.
well, wow, we got 97 people in the comments already, but
Mm.
I like this. I know Simon does readings. Now, tell us a little bit about you, Dr. Moore, since this is your first time with Live with Lloyd.
Absolutely. And I'm loving the energy we all put in our ologies together on this platform. So whoever is here, you are definitely blessed and supposed to be here. So what I am bringing to you is called iridology. It's your internal blueprint. So everything that happens inside of your body immediately leaves an imprint on your iris. And I'm talking immediately,
Really?
not
Really?
waiting until, okay, I'm in stage 4 uterine issues or ovarian issues. Even from a child as young as 6, I can see if she will have those kind of reproductive challenges as she travels through life. That's how powerful your iris is. That's how powerful the eye is. That's how powerful you are. And when you came here, you were born with all of the answers. And with iridology, I'm just helping you to navigate that internal blueprint and to understand your health on that, higher spiritual and physical level.
But that makes sense to me, Dr. Moore, because that would explain when I've seen certain scenarios where the person's got to stick their eye up to the machine
Mm-hmm.
in a way to see that's a form of ID, just like a fingerprint. Would that be correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of ophthalmologists, they do that. They can tell if you have retina detachment, diabetes, or high blood pressure. What's the difference between the two is that they're only looking at certain aspects of the eye. They're looking at the optic nerve. They don't really look into the iris. They're looking at the sclera. They're looking at they can look at the veins behind the eye, looking based upon the technology. But iridology, the iris, the study of the iris, pinpoints exactly what's going on at that current, present, the present, the past, and even what can be happening in the future with someone's health.
Okay, I definitely got to have you do a solo with me because I've got a ton of questions like, are both eyes identical or both left and right eyes sometimes different according to your expertise? Does that make sense?
so so each iris is different. The right iris reflects what's going on in the right side of the body, like your liver, your gallbladder, the pancreas. And then the left iris will reflect the left side, the spleen. So each iris will pretty much give me a total picture of what's going on with your health. But each iris will reflect that specific side of the body, what's going on with that specific organ.
Now, what happens if a person is visually handicapped, like blind or wearing a prosthesis in one eye? What do you do
And
then?
I can still look into the iris. I've looked into the iris of a person who was like visually impaired, blind. As far
Really?
as absolutely.
Okay.
Like you have to really pierce in. I had to take pictures because this one client, they had a lot of surgery. a lot of trying to, attach the retina and different things like that. So it took a little bit more time. I've seen clients post cataract surgery. So yeah, you can see the iris post different eye surgeries. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring you back on to do a solo. Simon's my
That's
buddy. I gotta turn my attention to him.
okay.
Simon, what's up with you, buddy? How you doing?
First and foremost, I want to thank you for allowing me to be before your audience again. And
Please.
I am in fully support of what you said about the Aretha Franklin. I grew up on her music, Respect.
This
That is
is what
what it
I'm
means to me.
talking about. Why y'all
Right.
gonna mess with the sister?
Yes.
You can't mess with Riri.
And
Forget
y'all
that.
just
All
a
right.
month old too? Okay. Well,
Exactly.
how many? About 4 in the organization, probably. Okay.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
less than a month old.
Yeah. I know I
Okay.
was listening to Star from Star Report. He said, yeah, it was a parody, but it was he was really chastising the Post and really high level media for running with the story when everybody's trying to fend for something so they can get watchers and viewers and patrons for their newspaper or their news outlet. So, Star being the adamant broadcaster, he beat out Howard Stern back in the day. So, and him being an adamant broadcaster, I check him out. Although he could be very crazy, he born May
Yeah.
the third. He born May the 3rd, like Dame Dash and James Brown. So they could do their
Oh,
thing. They
yep,
raw.
yep,
So,
yep.
but he's my buddy for years. I bought his book twice, and he gave me a book, which is crazy. So him and I are good friends. I've been on the show numerous times. So once I know because he's a researcher, and all of us went to journalism school, and we look for those 5 W's and that
That's
1
right.
H.
Exactly right.
5 W's, who, what,
Exactly
when,
right.
where, why, and how.
Yep.
That's what we all studied this journal. I was on WWRL, ULIB.
Yeah,
He was
that's
on
right.
105.9. So we know what it is, what journalism is from our perspective, especially being risen by the great ones like the Gary Bird or the Frankie Crocker or the
Yeah.
Jerry Bledsoe or the
Yeah.
Eddie O'Jays and all the great ones. Alma John from out of WWRL.
Yeah, Alma John,
The
definitely.
first black female journalist, and Bob Law, who was my boss.
Yeah.
They was very adamant about how we presented ourselves on radio, because that was the black experience from LIB and WWRL, Sid Smalls, and of course the late great Percy Sutton.
Yeah.
All of them were friends, and they all had this collaboration of music, and they was always constantly bringing Aretha Franklin on their station. Let's be real. See, they don't know that. So we love and we support. And as I said on my live earlier today, I talked about the number 7 year and how people born under 7 look for the people born under 7, the 16, and the 25 this year in particularly, because everybody, like you've taught, and I've learned that everybody gets a turn, and yes, it's time for her to get the turn, even dead or alive. I tell people, dead or alive, they start coming up. You know what I'm saying? So, what I love about my sister, Dr. Shakirah, her greatness has been shown through what Dr. Phil Valentine revealed to me by even acknowledging her as one of the next ones going to be the iridologist for the future. Her late beautiful mom, who was also a client of mine, but also a client of Phil, she supported the revolution of alternative medicine and saved her life from getting the V, so to speak. And I saved my children's life from it. And most of the children that I had from it, the other ones I don't know how they went down, because I wasn't with the mothers, but the ones that I married, that's what we got into, and we made sure that those children was not going down that road. So I got the opportunity to meet her at one of the Robert F. Kennedy movements with Curtis Koss. And she spoke, I spoke, and she electrified the audience. I'm gonna get on that stage and electrify the audience. And then Curtis did his thing, and all the other white folks that was coming on did their thing, but Phil Valentine closed it and knocked it though.
Well, you know how Phil rolls. In fact, Phil is born on the 25th too today.
Who?
Like Hank Rising Sun. Phil is born on the 25th in a different month. Hank Rising Sun is born on the 25th.
You said Phil born on the 16th.
He's born on the 16th. That's right. Hank Rising Sun is born on the 25th.
Right, and Curtis Koss is born 7/25.
Yes, he is. Because I talked to him just the other day.
Wow.
I just talked to him the other day, and in fact, I got to get back to him. So my only thing is, and I'll leave this alone because there's an event coming up. There's one on Friday, and then you two are having an event very soon that we're going to talk about that too. But my only thing I want to say is parody or not, you go play with somebody else.
Yeah, go play.
Don't play with the sisters. Don't play with Aretha. Okay. And I ain't even from the Motor City of Detroit. But
well, I see something else surge about Prince recently. So Prince born on the 7th. So I see what's going on. I see the 7s coming out.
Yeah.
Watch something come up with Tupac. Watch these 7s pop
another
up.
7. That's right.
Another number 7. I'm watching them. So I'm like, okay, but please bear witness to what we do. Please bring it.
Well, I tell you this. All I know is that we as men of color, Black men,
yes, sir,
we need to defend our women, even
yes,
though the women feel they don't need us.
yes,
You'll need us more than you know. That's all I'm saying. And this is a point. So if any of you are afraid to respond about this parody about Aretha because of consequences, if you're coming from the side of truth, you should not fear. I have no fears. I'm coming from the side of truth. Why y'all do this to this woman? This woman ain't do nothing to y'all. And how? And I want to know, because it says a natural perpetuates a natural woman. It perpetuates a natural anti-trans stereotype. What stereotypes have been perpetuated with that song, Natural Woman?
Nothing. She was talking, first of all, she was talking about a man making her a natural woman, loving because of the love that he gave her. Because in that time, we sung good songs that reflected balance and love. That's why I still love to dance. And I won't go to this new stuff. I go back to the old.
Yeah. Well, you know, Taylor Swift wrote a song called "Look What You Made Me Do," talking about a man.
Yes.
And a woman. So I'm trying to figure out in this parody, which I think is the wrong way to play this. Okay. That's like hitting somebody upside the head and say, "Oh, I was only kidding, I was only joking." Well, certain things you don't joke with, especially our women like this. Not when you're talking about a cultural legacy and legend like Aretha Franklin. And in fact, they said something. Oh, the reason why this group was formed, the acronym is TCMA, was to make cultural more fair for transgender individuals. There's nothing wrong with that. Ain't got nothing wrong with that. But not use Aretha Franklin as an excuse to do that.
Don't use anybody.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, Lloyd, you and I grew up in the masculine energy of the 1900s and all that kind of stuff. I came out of that grandfather. She came out of from her mother and her grandmother. So we all came out of that. But when it came down to quote unquote sexuality is supposed to be for the bedroom, not on the streets. That's really what it's for. So as a disclaimer, we have nothing against you as trannies or LGBT.
No, I have nothing against them.
Got nothing against you because I have clients. Right.
You know
what I'm saying? But do not let your nose spite your face. Cut off your nose to spite your face. Let's not do that. Yeah. Because every tranny was made by a man and a woman.
Well,
let's be real.
Well, I will just say this: biologically, anatomically, you either come out a male or female, and I'll leave it at that. Okay?
And that goes back ancient. I can take you back to ancient books.
I'm saying to you,
I can go back ancient, Lloyd. I can go back to Kemet.
That it is not a problem.
Exactly.
This thing that's going on. This is a new fad. It's like a faddish thing, and I understand that. But since man has been here for millions of years, there's only a male and a female.
Right. And it was called under different languages, but it goes back to Kemet. It goes back to China has it. It goes back to India. The same balance. They always reflect the balance.
Yeah.
Wherever you go. So.
And I do want to say this. I want to make it clear one more time for people who want to get antsy and say, "Oh, let's shut down the station. Let's shut down Lloyd." I ain't hating on nobody. Hey. I'm just saying, don't be hating on the sister. I hope you're clear what I'm saying.
I could put up a disclaimer for you if you want. I could put up a disclaimer.
Whatever gender you want to be, that is your right. And I support that. But I don't support you using Sister Aretha Franklin as fodder to get your stuff off the ground.
RESPECT.
Thank you. Right. Let's go.
I've seen that 2 days ago, and I was like, "What are they talking about?" I seen it on Instagram. I'm like, "What is going on?"
Yeah. When they see the speed, the kickback was so strong, they had to say, "Well, it was a parody or a joke." But you don't joke with people like this, man.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought they were serious. I think they were serious.
No, they were serious.
Exactly right. Because when I first seen it, they were serious.
They were very serious, and only after all the repercussions, they said, "Well, you know, it's just a parody or just a joke." Well, you're gonna joke somewhere else. Go joke with Helen Reddy. Go joke with Shania Twain. Go joke with Taylor Swift. Go,
right.
You made enough of the women out there y'all can joke with, other than mess with the sister. So, with that, I have finished. I'm now off my soapbox with this.
Yes, sir.
How I feel, about this, and for people who want to take this another way, that is your business. Okay, you have a right to your facts, but I definitely got a right to my opinions.
Exactly. And you know what's so funny? On the heels of her being the #1 singer on Rolling Stone as one of the top 200 singers, the #1 on the list. And then they're gonna come with this because she's #1 on the list around the world, according to Rolling Stone.
And this is a song 55 years ago she recorded, which tells me, if that's the case, let us give her credit for being so visionary, decades in advance. Okay.
Right.
Now, enough of that. Shakirah Moore and the Numerovator. Y'all have an event coming up soon. Actually, should we talk about the one on Friday, because we are?
Yeah, she's gonna be a part of that too. So she's gonna because she studied Dr. Africa also.
Okay, so let's do this. All three of us know Dr. Africa.
Yes.
Dr. Africa's birthday would have been this Friday, the 27th. He transitioned about 2 or 3 years ago now, I think.
Yeah, he would have been about. He's going to be 77 years old this year.
Right. So he had transitioned, but can tell us about the event.
Well, I'm inviting you, of course, is one of them that I'm inviting to experience this Legends Live Forever. I did talk to Melanie. She won't be coming through because her mother transitioned also.
Whoa, sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
my condolences when you speak there, please.
Yeah, if I get she shuts down again. Once again, she shut down. I just called her and I called her.
She's a 7. She's a 7.
You know the deal. So we're inviting not just like the last time. Put that flyer up real quick. Let me tell them what because this time we're inviting special guests, former students, and one of his family members is going to be there to share what they're doing with this mission that he commissioned all of them to do. Using African holistic health mission continues in all of us. That's why I put it on the flyer. And all these special guests are all sharing that part. Even if you just bought a book or you met him at a lecture and you're still doing what he asks about, like Dr. Shakirah, you can take that down now, Lloyd. Like Dr. Shakirah, she's doing iridologist, and Dr. Africa was an iridologist. Matter of fact, the 3 iridologists in my life was Dr. Africa, but Brother Polite's ex-wife, Anuket, and this sister.
Yes, that's right. This
sister right here, Dr. Shakirah Moore. So very proficient at what all of them did. And Dr. Africa is the one that, after he read my eyes, he said, brother, if you keep on going the way you're going to go, you're going to kill yourself. And that's when he invited me to his house to stay as long as I want. He was that type of person.
He invited me to his house too. We both been at his house.
Right.
I was at his house a couple of times in Indiana. So I was very honored to be that. A lot of people don't know, not only was he who he was in terms of excellent author and researcher, scientist, also a musician. He played piano while I played the flute. So it was just interesting. Anyway, now about you two. Let's go to this one. Tell me about this.
Well, Dr. Shakirah, let you go on first and do this.
Absolutely.
Well, let's do this. Yes.
Well, this is the title alone is so amazing that we're combining our 2 systems, numerology, iridology, for you to access your ultimate blueprint, your path for 2023 and beyond. We're traveling this life and we're confused, we're frustrated, we're angry, and that's only because we do not understand and understand ourselves for our health purposes, and also through different activities and things that we need to be into to keep ourselves on a higher vibration, so that we're constantly working and vibrating on the path that we already came here with. So that's what we're doing with this event right here. Now, people have been asking me, when are you going to teach classes and different things like that on iridology in depth? And I would say this is the first class. This is the first event that I will be teaching iridology on that level, where you can actually bring it home with you and apply it to not only yourself, but
Yes.
your children as well. Okay,
Yes.
so some of the topics will include disease, trauma. Okay, what does that look like in the iris? You know, different markings in the iris will let me know what are inherent weaknesses, meaning everyone is born with an inherent weakness marking in their iris. Everyone, based upon the weaknesses that mom, dad, grandparents, uncles, aunts already were traumatized with that kind of disease. Now you're understanding your path. Let's say you have a 6-year-old child, or even if you're in your 20s or 30s, so that if I see this in your iris, or you can detect that in your own iris, you'll know how to navigate. Okay, there's a weakness in the prostate in the family, so now I know I need to take more zinc. I need to intake more copper. I need to take herbs like muada puama or saw palmetto, yohimbe, to constantly keep myself strong so that I do not fall in that same paradigm as grandpa or dad. That's the power of iridology. And then, of course, King Simon's coming with the numerovation.
Yes, he is.
Motivate you through your numbers so that, you know, because even when he seen my numbers, he done me and my daughter. And it was just everything right on point of how I was leaving this cycle year. I think at the time I was leaving the cycle year of just financial stress and back and forth in that circle, and right on point.
Well,
And so
Simon is one of the best of the best. So it doesn't surprise me. He's
absolutely.
one of the best of the best. I vouch for him anywhere on this planet.
And you know, Lloyd, you know what's so interesting is that we're creating an Ascended Masters class. So we're gonna do that. I created this thing called Ascended Masters class, not a Masters class, Ascended Masters, because that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
We're never gonna always
Yeah.
know everything in this realm. So we're all ascending to be
Yeah.
a Masters class. So
Right.
and I'm gonna be working with her. I'm working with a few other sisters because sisters got something to say. I want to work with you with the hands. I definitely want you to do the hands.
I'm gonna do a show on palmistry one day. That's
Did Rich call you? Rich said he's going to call you about it because I told him you are an extraordinary palm. He wants to put a palm reader out. I said, this man,
Brother Rich.
Yeah, he's going to call you. So look out for that.
I'll be
So
back on the show. Yeah, I'll be talking about the hands.
Because I got just because of you, I got the Kiro book of palm reading. I got that, and you showed me the old book that you have of him doing it.
Yeah.
So I got that book, and but you know the connection that these different modalities can help. Because even in Dr. Africa's book, he shows you the numbers breakdown and health. Just like we do in our books, I got from you, and of course the Vedic numerology is him.
Yeah, I got that book too. Yep.
Yeah, so your book, my book, all of us, and those that are doing it, we have to connect to the health. And when I see certain things in people's chart, I send them to a Dr. Shakirah Moore, Queen of Four, Dr. Africa, Dr. Melody. I send them to those people because they ask me about health, and they ask me if I can give any recommendation, because that's not my pay grade. That's not my lane. I stay in my lane. I motivate you.
I will tell you what your lane is, sir.
Yes,
which is why you wrote a book on it, which is on mental health.
Yes, that's right.
That's why we're going to have you back on by yourself to talk about the mental health from a numerical point of view.
Yes,
sir.
Right? Because all of us are under stress.
Oh, man, brother,
I cannot think of any person. Very, very few people are not challenged with some kind of stress about this or that or the other, but it's stress related.
Well, you used to tell me that your father always said, always give a man his due. And you're the one who, when you said 4 was one of that type of number, I had to go and dig deep. So that's when my name Simon or all my other names that add up to 7. That's when the research number went like this. Okay, I'm going in the Pythagorean system. The name Simon adds up to 7, and I start going deep. I said, oh, wait a minute, not just this number, this number, this number, and this number is also this number. This also lead to it. So I put it in order: 4, 7, 8, 5, and 3. Because 5 and 3 are the last, because although they're jovial and happy, they are nerve numbers, and if you get on a nerve and you let them get into a nervous breakdown, it can lead to mental health.
Well, that's exactly why you're going to do a solo show as a guest, okay? Thank you. All right. Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We have many, many people on. I do want to get to some of the comments.
Sure.
And yet nobody can show their eyeballs on the comment section. So what do we do how do we handle your situation, Dr. Moore?
I could share my screen. I'm going to find a photo where I could share my screen.
Okay, because I know, isn't that an eye chart back there on iridology
Yes.
against the wall?
Yes.
Chart in the back. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
okay.
share a chart.
And
we
I'm
can
drinking
get
herb teas.
yeah, a better visual. I already have it pulled up.
Okay, so you're gonna share the screen?
Oh, you're drinking the herbs.
Oh yeah, come on now, stop
Yeah,
playing.
I'm
I
gonna
told
share
you
the
I was gonna
screen
do it.
right now.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she got some great herbs, Lloyd.
All
You have
right,
to
so
order some herbs from her website, Lloyd. You got to order some herbs.
Yeah, well,
from
that's why I'm gonna have her on the show by herself.
Yeah, she good.
Okay?
Good.
Yeah, to put a lot of emphasis,
not
and I've got a lot of eye questions for her too.
Yeah, well, you know, yes.
Where,
Yes.
you know.
Okay,
You got it?
let me, if I share my, is it gonna, I don't want to share my whole screen. There we go. There we go. Wait. All right.
You got it?
Is it showing?
Hold on.
I don't know why I have an issue with StreamYard in sharing. I gotta.
It's all right.
It's really
There
easy.
you go.
There you go.
Let me pull this up. Can you?
You
all right. Hold on.
Yeah, just press it and pull it up.
What about this one?
There it is.
This is better. This is better. All right.
There it is.
So actually, these cards, I put this on the back because people were just constantly asking me, well, what is it exactly? And this is it right here. You know, I've had I was on Brother Rich show almost 2 Fridays ago, and someone asked if you could see the pineal gland and the brain, and here it is right here in these areas. So if there's,
the brain and the pineal gland is right in that area.
Oh yes, if you could, let me pull it up closer. Can you see this? This
is
PIT. I got it. Now the PIT stands for pituitary gland, and this little P area, mental ability, okay, that deals with if there's markings in that region, if a person has like stagnated blood circulation to the brain, they'll have a lot of brain fog. They'll just be unbalanced. Just not able to focus. That deals with that area of that part of the brain. And then right underneath it is the pineal, right here. So any kind of markers there, especially in a woman, I always ask, what kind of effects do they get prior to their menstrual? All of that tenderness of the breasts and different pains, all of that deals with the pituitary gland, the prolactin levels. So if you go to a physician, you don't have to, but there are some women that go to a physician. I always have been proven right, where it was always something going on with the hormonal levels, with the oozing of the breast, all of that kind of things around the menstrual cycle.
Dr. Moore, who came on this concept of the eyes?
Well, this is an old concept. The name iridology is fairly new. And they coined it, if you see the name here, Dr. Bernard Jensen. He's named the father of American iridology. But not to get it twisted, this is an ancient science, I want to say dated back to the days of Imhotep.
That sounds like Egypt to me. Sounds like Africa to me.
Okay, actually, I did a video on my Instagram where I showed Egyptian ancient Kemet photos where they were looking into the eye with this tool. If you go on my TikTok and my Instagram, I showed how even essential oils are not new. It's just being more commercialized, but essential oils is from ancient Kemet as well. But all of this here, you can see the thyroid, and the thyroid a lot of times go misdiagnosed. You're constantly told it's fine. You see it on both sides.
Yeah.
Both sides have to be acting up for them to see it. Both sides have to be out of balance. So if the left thyroid is not working as well as the right, then 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to see it. So it has to be where both sides of the thyroid is acting up for you to get a clear diagnosis. And this all can be told well before you begin to form nodules on the thyroid. By the time you start forming nodules on the thyroid, it's already past that tissue stage of subacute. Or this
Interesting.
Yes.
I do have a question, because I'm looking at the chart, right? And I see at the bottom to the right is one is, they're facing each other. It says the vagina. Yeah. Where is the men's reproductive organs? Where is that at? That's what I'm looking for. Mine.
Right here, right. This is the.
Okay. I mean,
Right. Absolutely.
Lloyd, don't go nuts.
Right. This is the
Simon, you don't help, okay? Thank you. No, I mean it's a God thing, honey. It's a God
Now
thing.
I
Another
understand.
She
person.
Now,
helped me out. No,
It's a God
Lloyd,
thing.
she
I
helped me
just
out. No, honestly, she helped me out. I did an iridology with her. She helped me out to jumpstart it, and it worked.
Yeah,
Believe
because
me.
if you got one for the sisters, I
You
want to
gotta
know
have
where's the
right.
one for the
Absolutely. No, we
brothers.
definitely
Okay.
ain't leaving the brothers out. Definitely not. So this here is the testes area, testes gland right here, right side and the left side. Okay,
That's
then you have the prostate
interesting.
right here. You don't need to get them invasive prostate exams, fellas. You do not need that. I can tell the state of your prostate, the tissue stage, and that's what we're looking at. The stage of tissue inflammation. I don't name a disease and say, oh, you have prostatitis or prostate cancer or anything like that, or testicular cancer. I'm looking at the stage of the tissue by the size, the color, and the shape of the marking in the iris will
Interesting.
reveal the stage of where you're currently at.
And Lloyd, I want to say something in behalf of that, because if we're breaking down the health of somebody with their numbers, she can direct them to the herbs and where it needs to reverse, because she has the herbs to back it up. You know what I'm saying? To say, if we say 2 rules of digestive system, then she knows what to give to them
Yeah,
for their
yeah,
digestive and
yeah,
the colon
yeah.
system. So yeah, it works hand in hand, because all these modalities work together.
Absolutely. And I've been taking King Simon's course, and
Well,
I
good, good.
always instruct my clients to go to King Simon to get their numbers, because a lot of times it goes hand in hand with what I'm looking at and what their numbers reveal. So that's why this event is so powerful, because we're putting these two systems together to really, it mirrors each other. So let's say someone, I know King Simon's always said number 3 is dealing with nerves. And I've had a client where the nervous system, she had this issue in the face with this nerve. It's called the
That's a
trigeminal
thing.
nerve.
Yeah, the 3 rules of face too. Yeah,
Yes, the
that's interesting.
trigeminal nerve is this nerve. It is so painful when that's activated. So I'm like, I tell her, listen, you got to go to King Simon to learn more, so that you can see the whole aspect of your numbers, your name, everything. So it's just, I'm
I
just so
think this is
excited.
amazing. So we're going to need this when you come back on solo
Absolutely.
to explain some of these things in more detail. I did not know that the eyes contain such valuable information relating to parts of the
Yes.
body and health.
And I want to say one.
Like
Oh, no.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I want to say one more thing. There was something that I just remembered. It was so amazing. So I believe, if I'm getting it correct, 2 weeks before my grandmother transitioned, because my grandmother, she's the one that turned our family on to iridology. She went to iridologist. She loved iridologists. And so I believe 2 weeks she went to the iridologist. He had relocated to Jersey. She took a train bus out there from New York. And he told her, he said, if you don't stop smoking those cigarettes, and that you're on the verge of a heart attack. And so 2 weeks later, or around that time, is when she transitioned from they said cardiac arrest or something dealing with the heart. And she's a number 14 like me. I was born on her birthday, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, I was born on my grandmother's birthday, June 14th. So it's like, some clients ask me, or if you see something so severe in the eye, do you have the guts to let them know? In the beginning, I didn't. I used to see eyes where they were so dark markings that can reveal if a person has a tumor. Now I'm more in the stage where I have to. Like, I have a client. I said, listen, we got to start right away. And I made sure that I reiterated that, so that we can know the importance of how we need to start a cleansing program immediately. So that just can't. I remembered that, and I'm like, wow. I remember my mom telling me that story, of how he was able to see that, weeks before.
But I think it's a very nice service you do, and it lets people know in advance how they can be prepared to offset it or go to a doctor or whatever the case may be. How long have you been doing this, by the way, iridology?
5 years. I would say longer, like at least 6, because 5 is when I actually started school, and then but I've been doing it before I started school. I got the certification,
There was a
so
school
that
for iridology. Is that what
yeah. So they have different programs. It's called the Trinity School of Natural Health, and they have iridology program, herbalist program. They have sports, holistic sports program. They have different programs, and so I went to school for a year there. I got my certification. Then I went to my grandmaster's school. He has a naturopathic school, a health school as well, and I have my certification from him as well. So it's been a journey as far as just a lot of learning on my own. This is definitely a gift that I constantly learning, not stopping. I never say that I'm done. I'm
No, you're never done. You're never
studying.
done.
Exactly.
People want to say, well, you're an elder, all that stuff. No, man, I'm a student. I love.
Mhm.
You see all these books behind me?
Yes.
Okay, all these books. This is not props.
That's right.
Love to learn. By the way, this person here, Regina Jones, says, "Oh wow, Dr. Moore, my grandmother was born on June the 14th of 1927.
Wow.
She died at 91. How old was your grandmother when she passed away, dear?"
She was 60.
Okay, in 2019, and she says you are blessed. All right, good, good.
Gratitude, sister. Gratitude.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny, Lloyd? She said her grandmaster. Her grandmaster is one of the students of Master Ronald Duncan. His name is Grandmaster McEady.
Holy, you're in the martial arts?
Yes, sir. She's in the martial
arts.
Us.
So Lloyd now. Lloyd is into it too. So
I ain't know that. Hold on a second.
Well, honey, when you grow up in the streets of Harlem and Brooklyn, you got to learn some of these.
Yeah, that's right.
Survival skills, as they call them. Okay. Shucks, are you serious? This is nice. Just, okay, let's see. Peace and love. Oracle, she says hi to all three of us. Thank you very, very much.
How you doing, Oracle?
And I'm going to have Oracle back on too. I'm going to have regular guests that I've had on before, but I'm going to have a lot of new guests on. And let me ask you this. When you talk to people, Dr. Moore, do you ask for their birthday too? Does that help you, or you don't need that information? You just say, let me see them eyes.
Well, they fill out a form as far as a getting to know you form.
Sure.
So they do end up submitting their birthday, and I'm able to see that. Yes.
Okay. Good enough.
Some of what I am learning so far, I do combine their numbers as far as what I'm learning from King Simon's class with my work in iridology as well.
Yeah, she has that. She has an 8-hour class, so she's studying. She is studying.
Let me ask you this: somebody says you're from Chicago?
No, I'm from Brooklyn originally, but I live in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Oh, Stephen Williams, he is from Chicago. Him and his wife. Okay. They always support my show since day one. Right. He is from Chicago. All right. So I'm just going along here. Okay. Persons would like readings. Lady E. Boyd said hi to you, King Simon.
Greetings, Miss Lady E. Boyd. How you doing?
And somebody says they have a question about their love life. Simon, do you want to handle that? You think?
Sure, why not?
Okay, here it is. It's Claudia Jackson.
Okay.
He said, Lloyd, I have a question. I want to ask the guest about my love life. I want to ask you this. Dr. Moore, when you're looking in the eyes, do eyes have some relationship to do with relationships?
As far as looking into the iris,
when the person's in love, their eyes are dilated and all this other stuff.
There's an herb. It's called Bella something. I forgot. It would come to me. But the pupil will change sizes based upon the heart. So if it's bigger, it'll be dilated. That also kind of it depends. Looking into the iris, I have to look at the adrenals. I have to look at the solar plexus to make sure that that's not connected to that. Right. But there is an herb named after that. It'll come to me. I remember.
Simon, what do you say about Miss Jackson, please?
Miss Jackson, let me tell you something. That number that you're born under is usually called, as myself and Lloyd know, the divorce number. it really, as I've been studying that number lately, because for the last 3-4 years, really, because it depends on how you've seen relationship with your mom and dad. That's very important, because your alignment number, when you add that 5 plus the 28, that equals 33, which is a master number, master healer. You attract people that need healing and help, but if y'all not willing to walk that path, it will not last. And you attract, and if that person is not willing to walk the path with you, and you gotta, one thing I see when I see that master number 33, although it's the anointed number and all of that, because it equates to the number 6, you got to be very mindful of who you allow in your space. And in regards to your love life, you got to remember that everybody is in some type of pain. So if you're not willing to walk that path with that male or that female, whoever you're dealing with, to heal and help them heal, and because you're born under that 28 energy, which is a divorce number, it's not just divorcing from people. You got to always divorce yourself from negative people, negative situations, negative problems, negative things. But that 2 and that 8, 2 represents compassion, balance, relationship, companionship. 8 represents financial balance and understanding, but it's also an ancestral connection, and it adds up to the number 10, which means it's a wheel of fortune. But you're in the year of the 4. You're going into the year of the 4 right now, and 4 is a weird and unusual relationship where you can find them. You can find them on the street, find them in some weird and unusual place, like you might not understand, but. And more than likely, probably Aquarius under those signs, or people connected to number 4 and all that. But because your life path is a number 8, 8, as far as my studies and research, 8 and 9 are known as the most argumentative numbers, who like a good debate. But I tell people connected to that 8, don't go. You don't have to go there. Always try to find the balance. And that number 8 life path is something else. So you got to be very, because you say what you mean and mean what you say. And it could go wherever it will, because some people might not respect or like what you mean. And remember, if you're dealing with a man, beautiful sister, there can't be 2 penises in the house.
No, but here's the point.
Penis
Here's what she said as a follow-up. Look at that. She said, remember, because you talked about the 10 being the wheel of fortune?
Yes.
Well, the person she's talking about was born on the 10, which is the wheel of fortune. All I'm saying is, Simon, you know what you're talking about. That's all.
Absolutely.
So yeah, y'all just have to tighten up that. But what I usually do, I would add that 10 plus the 28, which equals 38. The first 3 that shows up, that deals with communication. Y'all need to laugh more, watch more comedy, enjoy life, go dance. And then the 8, y'all can make money together, but it's also, y'all should connect to your ancestral connection, have an ancestral altar and respect to your parents and your grandparents to have an understanding. Then remember, it adds up to 11. So anything y'all do together has to be spiritually based. It has to be spiritually, and it won't survive if it's not spiritually based. I'm telling you that right now.
It sounds like you mean that thing too, Simon. Okay? We got another person here. This is a couple from Stephen York. He is December 18th, Frankie Crocker's birthday.
Yes.
And his wife is born this December 16th. So they're both there. That's an interesting combination. What say you about this couple, buddy?
Okay, well, when I look at those 2, which, because both of them are Sagittarius, and you know how we see when 2 signs come together, it's like 2 mirrors reflecting each other. What are you doing here? But the one on the 16th, the wife, of course, she loves her peace of mind. She loves to be to herself, and she has to plan things out before she do anything. You know what I'm saying? Where he might be the most assertive one and want to get things done and do what he want to do and make things happen. However, when you add the 2 numbers together, it adds up to 34. And for it to work, again, communication, because 3, 4, and 5 are communication numbers. So whatever they do, they have to communicate clearly to each other. And because the 3 and the 4 equals the 7 is the need to be deeply intuitive with each other's feelings, respecting each other's feelings, and sometimes take time away from each other in your own respective space. You have to respect each other's space for it to work the way it's supposed to work.
I got somebody else for you up here too. Now they said from Imhotep, MK, and they're born September the 24th of 72. What say you, Simon?
Okay, well, right now, let me see, 11, 12, 13. They're in a 4 personal year cycle, but you're coming out of a 3
Yeah, that's
personal
true.
year.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
they're coming out of a 3 personal year cycle. See, a lot of us as numerologists would either do year to year or birthday to birthday. I do both of them because
I do too.
Dr. Africa told me to
Too.
look at it from a holistic perspective.
Yep.
But you're looking, you're going into the crossroads of your life. And crossroads is nothing to be scared about. Everybody when they hear crossroads, they're like, crossroads. No. It's something that it's telling you to make definitive move, restructure, reorganize, rediscipline yourself. And if you should be in a health or healing field because there's something you need to help and heal, but also there's a forgiveness that you have to do with your family too. Whether it's on the mom or dad side, forgive, let go, and grow. And then you'll be better off. You'll be better with relationships also because someone that with that 6 energy, that 24 adds up to a 6, you also can attract people that need help and healing. See, I'm the Numerovator. I want to numerovate you to be better. I want you to take that to a whole nother
That's our role.
Yeah.
That's why Dr. Moore's here too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't here to waste your time or take your money. At least I like sleeping good at night, okay?
Exactly.
And I'm always bumping into somebody. So that's my luck. I took advantage of somebody and I see them on the train and I can't get off because we're under the tunnel. Okay. So like that. It's interesting. This woman, Elizabeth Mordaunt, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. She said the song Natural Woman was giving homage to Black women who at that time were not being recognized for their natural beauty. And our women are the most beautiful women on the planet, bar none.
Y'all should get that book by Barashango. The first original archangel was a Black woman. Barashango.
The Pope plays praise for Black Madonna every morning.
Yes, right. But our brother Barashango, the Reverend Barashango, used to be at the UAM and all that.
Yeah.
That brother wrote a great book on it. Showed all of the history behind it.
And in fact, there was something I saw briefly where the Pope was visiting some African country, and the Pope got down on his knees and kissed all the feet of them brothers and sisters up in that joint. Okay. Right. So what I'm saying, there are people who know things that we don't know, but I'm saying this: we are the greatest people on the planet. For those of you who have a problem with that, I'm so sorry. I can't do that. I cannot undo the fact of the matter.
Exactly.
You know, now. Before people are entitled to their facts, like I got my opinions, well, people can have their opinions, but the fact of the matter is that we are the original man, period.
Let me say this to your audience, not about that situation, but every one of us have a gift.
Yes, we do.
That's why I do Numerovation. My dear friend Les Brown, who I studied under, and I know you worked on BLS with Les Brown back in the day.
Yeah.
Les Brown, he used to say, imagine, I'm talking to every one of you, and numerology is here to help. Iridology, from her perspective, is here to help. Our cardology is here to help. Astrology is here to help. Les Brown used to say, imagine yourself on your deathbed, and all of a dream come to you, and all of your gift, talents, and skills surround your bed with crying and tearing eyes because they know you're about to die. But they all look at you and say, we came to you and you did not use us. We came to you and you did not use us. All of your gift, talents, and skills, which can be revealed through your numbers, your astrology, your cardology, and all of that. But you did not use because of fear and all these different things that happen. Look, all of you have separate fingerprints, separate eye print, separate feet print. You are individuals that came with a gift. Find your mother flipping gift and make it happen. Don't be afraid to let it out.
I say on that one.
Let it out.
No question.
Don't be afraid. I'm not afraid. I used to be afraid of the microphone. And Lord, when I took that mic.
I can imagine that, though.
And the word mic adds up to a number 8 in the Chaldean. And my life path is an 8. So my life is with the mic.
Well, and you do it well, brother. Nobody do it better than you. You are embarrassing.
But Lloyd, I'm trying to say, when I overcame the fear of the mic, I got on the stage of Madison Square Garden, Radio City, Harlem, Apollo. I've been on every major stage except the Barclays Center. I've been on every major stage because I overcame that fear. And like Farrah Gray, Dr. Khalid's son says, everything you want is on the other side of fear.
That's interesting. It's interesting. I got this note here that's from Ruth Redmond. She says, what about I Am Every Woman by Chaka Khan? And the irony is Chaka Khan is born the same day as Aretha Franklin, March 25th. Yes.
I thought she was the 23rd.
No. She's the 25th. She's the 7th. If I'm not mistaken, now I could make an error.
It might be a 23rd. I think it's the 23rd.
Okay.
Because Stephanie Mills is born the 22nd.
Yes, that's exactly right.
23rd. And then
Diana Ross is born on the 26th.
Right.
And then Mariah Carey is born on the 27th.
Right. So yeah, I remember it's 23rd. I remember. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Teddy P is also born on the 26th.
He's born.
He's on 26th. Right.
Yeah.
So I know because I just every time I see Shaka, I gotta look up her birthday and I remember. Oh, she's crazy.
You know what? You might be right. I'm almost sure she's born on the 25th. Simon.
I mean, everybody can Google. Anybody can Google it right now. I'm not gonna do it.
Let us know.
Because me and him look out for each other.
Simon, we got thousands of birthdays in our head, right?
Wow, yes. Think about it.
So
wow.
if I slip a little bit, it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right because sometimes we all slip.
I'm human. When I start walking on water, then y'all can have that expectation. Right now, water is not walking on nobody's water. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. That's the deal. Okay.
Oh man,
so that's how we do that. This is great. Let's see what else we can have. Now for you, Dr. Moore, this is what I want to ask you. When you have a client, can you also read their eyes by Zoom? Does that make sense?
Yes. So I have iridology virtual consultations available, and how that works is you would send me photos of your iris via email. And then I review the photos and I send you clear instructions on how to do it so that I'm able to really look in the iris. Once you send me the photos, I send you a Zoom link. We go on an hour-long Zoom call and we discuss your findings. You're able to keep the recording because that's your blueprint. And I tell all my clients, keep this in a safe hard drive because this is your part of your generational wealth. So that, if you are a mother and let's say there's breast inherent weakness in the family and that, you can pass this on to your daughter like, hey, this is an inherent weakness and this is what, you would need to be on the preventative side as you travel through life. So you keep the recording for life. You'll be sent instructions and different things that you would need to do to detox based upon your iris. And that's the key with my work. Not detoxing by guessing. People are buying all these kind of herbs. They're buying all of this stuff. They don't know what they need. You can actually cause damage. I almost caused damage to myself. I thought I needed bladder wax when I was 24. And I didn't need it as much as I thought I did. So I caused my thyroid to be out of balance.
Interesting.
So sometimes you can cause more harm by taking certain herbs than good if it's not what your body needs. With iridology, you'll know exactly, what kind of herb you need for your body.
Well, somebody here asked you a question right there at the bottom of the screen. And it says, Dr. Shakirah, do you do consultations? They have a relative with RP. I have no idea what that means.
I was just about to RP.
Is that retina something? Or something to do with retina?
Or rheumatoid? No. If you can tell me what that RP means.
Well, it says the hint to me is they're beginning to lose their sight. So it doesn't sound good.
Okay.
And they are near and dear to me. And I would love to arrange a consultation. In fact, everybody should have a pen and paper ready because both my guests have given out their phone numbers, their link trees, their contact information. So you all go grab a pen and paper because I see it is at the hour practically. I try to stay under an hour, but anyway, I'm enjoying it. But I think that's nice. So all people can get in touch with you, right?
Yes.
Dr. Moore?
Yes, my website is www.holistichubpalace.com.
No, we're going to do better than that. We are going to bring up the banners.
Okay, let's do it. Now,
we're going to put you up there first. Simon, ladies first. Okay,
ladies first. I love this lady. Go ahead.
That's how we got to do. We got to put her up here. Now, this is here her Dr. Shakirah Moore, iridologist. This is her contact number, folks, 570-972-9308. For those that stepped and went to the kitchen and can't hear. That's 570-972-9308. And her IG is Holistic Hope, and her Cash App. You know how I feel about the Cash App. You got to show her support. It's Holistic Love. Holistic
Holistic Love.
Holistica Love. Okay, good. This is how they get in contact with you. Do you do Zoom also? Zoom consultation?
Yes. So my website is not on there. My link tree. But my website.
Okay.
Retinitis pigmentosa.
Okay. Here's what we do. While you're doing that, I will type in the link tree. Okay. I thought I did that. Well, I know. You know what I did?
I think it did.
Save. Okay. You gotta save.
Save it. You gotta save it. Yeah.
And then slash. Okay. And it's what is it again? I got it. Linktree. What?
Linktree / Holistica. HOL. IS. TICA.
TICA. And that's it.
Healer. Pardon me. I have to think healer. HEALER.
HEALER. All righty. Hold it. First of all, let me save this so I can publish it again. All right. So there's everything for you. Is that correct?
No, that's me. That's me.
Oh, nothing personal, Simon. Thank you.
Okay. So just erase the W from the link tree and then we good.
Okay. I got a W up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're thinking a holistic.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me make that correction right quick there.
Yeah, family. And family, we got a workshop coming up on February the 11th. That's going to be off the hook. Of course, Dr. Africa Tribute is going to be January the 27th, right on my YouTube channel. King Simon Presents, only quality people, and a lot of special guests going to come through. It's free, but you can donate only to Dr. Africa. And that's his wife is handling all of that. I told her already that I'm going to make sure all donations come to her. And we're going to be scrolling his PayPal and the Cash App along throughout the whole night. It's from 9 to 11 p.m. And we got some special hard hitters coming through. Some of his students are coming through.
Yeah, I know that's going to be. I know that's going to be on point.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Dr. Shakirah be there.
He trained a lot of people.
Yeah, man. Indirectly and directly. That's just so phenomenal.
I got about 8 of his books in my library autographed. That I really treasure. I really
grew up with his books in my library.
Yeah, a fine human being. Very, very good. So now let's do this since we are kind of a little past 8 o'clock. What about the event that you two are having?
You want to take it, Shakirah, or you want me to do it?
Do I see the date on there? Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the date February 11th. Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, you know what it is. February 11th is going to be from 1 to 4 p.m. We might go to 5 because we got to do a Q&A. And we had a tier system. It was $44. Then it went up to $66. Now it's $99 for this class because we're going to do inner alignment through your eyes and your numero. And I'm going to even show you the importance of the word numero and going back into old Latin Moorish and how important it is to acknowledge and understand when numbers came into play. The num and the ers means something in etymology. So numbing means that you can numb yourself, numb all that. And what I've been telling people, and the ers means hesitation. The ERS means something and the NUMB means something. So when they translated it from the numero, because we all used to say numero and all that, uno, and do the Spanish, the old Latin come from the Moorish paradigm. And once you understand that, I'm going to help you understand why I'm using more numerals than saying numbers, because a lot of people claim the numbers. But I tell people, remember, you're not the number. You are born under vibration that you can use like a GPS to take you to where you got to go. Because when you die, you ain't going to be no number no more. You keep it moving. So
they would say that's a wrap. Okay?
That's a wrap.
Right.
You know, and since numbers are so infinite, you know, somebody asked me if they can change their life path. I said, I found out you could.
How?
Interest. Lord, there it is.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute now. You can't drop something like that. And
you shouldn't have told me, Simon. You know me.
You can't drop that.
But that's when you but remember, if addition is the regular form of adding 1 plus 2. When you start multiplying, now that's exaggerated addition.
That's
Now,
why you're going to be on the show all by yourself.
now you're finding another way
about this. Okay, so we can have some clarity about what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna study. No, Lloyd, there's this dream that I keep on having. I'm always seeing this mathematical equation with subtraction, multiplication, always coming in. It's been a reoccurring dream for 5 years. So it's a new book that has to come out. But I know when it opens up, that's when I know it's mine. Good. I'm not ready for it yet, but I keep on seeing multiplication, division, all that, how to do it with the numbers and what else I got to do. So we seeing something, brother. I'm about to.
I have a question for you, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
On your Cash App, it's $ King Simon 3158, which adds up to 17, which is a money number. And that's how you determine those numbers, sir?
And it's my life path.
Uh-huh.
And those are numbers. Remember, look, the 3 represents the 2 and the 1 adding. So that's my alignment on my first pinnacle. The 1 represents my personal number.
That is true.
The year that I'm born is 1967, which actually is 5. And then the life path is the 8. So when you add it all together, that's my sigils. That's what reminds me of what I need to do. 3 is expansion, 1 is creation, 5 is adapt, and 8 is money. It always reminds me in my head why I have 3, 1, 5, 8.
And now you wouldn't know why you my new best friend, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but Lloyd taught us, said it years ago. Although I never took official class with Lloyd and I talked so many, and he said to me, take it and make it what you make it for yourself. Yeah. And I never forgot.
Simon was so gifted. I said, Simon, you got to write a book.
Yep.
Brandon, you got to write a book. Okay. And I talked to other people about.
And the first book was this. The first book was No Promotion is Bad Promotion.
Yeah, I was there at the opening.
Yep, at the book signing. Yes.
Yeah.
The first book was this, and it has numerology.
That was the one at SOBs, right?
It's the one at SOBs. That's when Polite published it, but then I got Dr. Africa to republish it, and let's do it again right this time.
Yeah, Polite. And Dr. Africa's wife published my 3 books behind me that's in orange and blue, green, and rose color. Yeah. Anyway, I think it is up. The time is up. I want to thank you both. Hold on, let me put Dr. Shakirah up here again. This is how you get in touch with this fabulous doctor. I'm going to have her on to talk about the eyes. People take sometimes a lot of things for granted. I had no idea the eyes. In Chinese astrology, like with acupuncture, they use the ears do just as much like the eyes. And then for people who study the feet, they'll tell you it's got a diagram where it's got the heart and the kidneys,
the tongue, the
intestines, and it's amazing I don't know why we abuse our bodies.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know ourselves. We don't study ourselves enough. We don't take the time. We study everything else. We know so much about everything outside of us, like our computer and our car, but we don't take the time out to really study and understand how this body works, and not just on a physical level, but everything that we're connected to, how we're born with, like as you said, the ears, the eyes, the feet, how everything can reveal dis-ease well before a machine can. Machines are fairly new, y'all. Western medicine is new. It's only a couple hundred years old. How old is this planet? That's what we have to start thinking about.
Right.
This is only Western medicine is only a couple of centuries old.
And people were healing themselves way before Big Pharma came on the scene.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. So when I gave health tendencies that were written thousands of years ago from men and women who, I don't know how they figured it out, but they knew it. So if you got a problem with me, you're going to have to ban all the books that have come decades and decades and decades before they even got off the ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say something a second. I'm going to say a couple of things I want to announce. I want you two to hold on a second because I want y'all to give a last minute thing to the audience before they go. All right.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Okay. Now I'm enjoying myself. Okay. And for those of you, as I said, y'all don't mess with grief. Okay. Y'all go pick on somebody else. That's all y'all got to do. All right. Now, there's a couple of things I want to let you know. One is that on this Friday, there is going to be a special honoring of Dr. Laila Africa. who is a brilliant Aquarius, of course, born on January the 27th, which you see we're honoring it on his birthday. And so I want to thank him. Also, then next month on February the 11th, my two beautiful guests, Dr. Shakirah Moore and this guy called the Numerovator, whoever he is. I think I heard something about this guy.
What are your best
tell the
students?
haters, right?
Right,
What are your best students, sir? What are your best students?
You can tell the haters, right, Simon? This guy. Yeah, right. Okay. But I'm glad to say, as of today, the 25th, my shows are now on podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
This one is on Audible. I have
Ah.
another podcast on iHeart. I have another podcast on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I have another podcast on Spotify. And what is the last one? I have another one on Spreaker. So if anybody wants to listen to any of my segments, Simon, you're going to be in one of these segments too, you know.
Yes, but I also want you to show me how to get on all of them. I need to get my stuff on all of them.
Yes, and I need to thank Miss Kimberly Williams for arranging this. I mean, she talked me into kind of like steering me about the importance of this. And I've heard abroad podcasts, but when podcasts are actually broadcasting, that's all you and I have done, Simon.
Yes,
is broadcast.
Yes,
so that's all it is. And so maybe,
yeah,
you know, get some of your things on there too.
I got a SoundCloud, so I'm gonna upload some stuff on SoundCloud next. So I got some
very, very good. Yeah. And so also before I bring back my guests, so they can go out. Please sign up for the free January newsletter. The February will be out soon. But for those of you who want to get the free version, do that. Tomorrow I will be on Clubhouse, and it's going to be my last day for a little bit, only because I've got a number of things that I have to complete. So that's it for the most part. And so now let me get back to my distinguished guest. So, Dr. Moore, do you have a parting word, please?
Whew. I would say you are gifted. You are great. You're already great. There's nothing that you need to find outside of yourself. No more going in circles. Let's leave the insane paradigm of having 7, 8 different doctors when really the body works as one. If you have a pain in the heel of your foot, you're going to go to a podiatrist. But really, the pain in the heel can be related to your reproductive organ, an ovary in a woman and the testes in a man. Mm-hmm. So we have to understand and understand that everything is connected in a holistic perspective, and that having all of these doctors is a form of insanity to me. So we have to release that and understand our bodies so that you can tap into that supreme health that's part of you already. And so what I do with my clients, they don't tell me a thing. You come to me, you go to a doctor and you tell them, oh, I've been having this, headaches, pains, dizziness. Okay, high blood pressure. Here's just my blood pressure medication. You don't tell me anything. I tell you. How comforting, how beautiful is that? So let's not waste any time. I look forward to seeing y'all in the class to learn iridology on that level where you can apply for yourself and your children. And also, if you're looking forward to getting an iridology from me, I look forward to meeting all of you. Peace and love. Peace and love.
And your contact number is 570-972-9308. That's 570. Because I know somebody's trying to find a pencil and paper, so I'm going to say it slow.
570-972-9308. Mm-hmm.
Very good. Simon, your turn, buddy.
Family. Thank you very much, Lloyd. Thank you very much to the family here on Numbers and You. I love this brother immensely. Him and I go back.
That's why we brothers, brother.
We go back into the 80s, man. We go back. So, and I tell people, if you're serious about studying numbers, study me, study Lloyd, study them all, and then take the best that you can and make and create your own. That's what I did. That's why I call myself the Numerovator. That's why the word numerovation is in the Urban Dictionary, about to pop up in the Lexicon Dictionary. I'm just working as my teacher, one of my teachers, Lloyd Strahan, told me to do work. And then that number one that I'm connected to is about doing that type of stuff. creating our own
your
lane.
birthday is next week, so I'll be one of the first to wish you happy birthday on the first
Yes,
new month.
February 1st. February 1st is my birthday. I'm going to get a massage. I'm here in Georgia.
And for Dr. Moore, I got to wait until June, but she'll be on way before June.
Okay.
I'll be in New York, though. I'll be in New York visiting my son for the youngest son for his birthday. I'll be there from 6th to the 9th, and then I'm back in Georgia because we have to do this workshop on the 11th. But family, one thing I do have to say, remember, numerology is a very old, ancient science. And even when I got a book like this that also testifies against way before, thousands of years before Pythagoras, believe me, all you have to do is study. Is one of the easiest to use and recognize the numbers that are your actual GPS and turn them up, turn the volume up, turn it, maximize it up, and make sure you activate it and turn it up again. You can do it. You can do it.
Simon, that's why you my man. Okay?
Right.
So Monday, I'm going to have 3 numerologists on, Simon.
Oh, wow.
Brother Rebels Bay.
Okay.
Then some guy named Brandon Smith.
Oh, Brandon Smith. Pick up the Brandon.
Who he is. And the last one is Richard Woods, the newest numerologist on the block. So I'm going to have the ancient master, Brother Rebels Bay, and the neophyte, which is Richard Woods. And so we're going to be reading people all on Monday. So it's going to be good. Then on Wednesday, I'm going to have a couple on to talk about life insurance. Life isn't just about for dying. It's about living. And for those who know how to use this instrument, you can get a lot of things that you can avoid taxes and all that other stuff by using the vehicle of life insurance. But we'll discuss that.
And people go to my link tree for my YouTube channel. I got Phil Valentine. I got so many people.
Hold. Let me run the banners one more time. This is you thing, Simon.
That link tree. Go to that link tree. You'll see all my YouTube channels. I got Phil Valentine. I got Dr. Baba Ashra Kwesi's daughter coming for the first time on my show. She's a healer herself. So we got a lot of stuff coming up, and I'm just loving what's happening. I'm doing what we got. We're doing what we got to do. And also on let me see. I have on the 5th, I believe. On the 29th, I have In the Morning Karma, Anika. And then I have, of course, from Hoppy, the one, the only Felicia Harden. That's going to be coming that night. It's a doubleheader that day. Doubleheader.
Okay, and we got to give the sister, Dr. Moore, her props. I'm going to have her on. Simon, if you don't, Dr. Moore, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask Simon for your number so
Absolutely.
I can schedule you time to come on. Thank you. Thank you very much. But this is how you get in touch with Dr. Shakirah Moore to find out what is going on with your eyes. All right. You would be very, very, we
with
take
your health, overall health.
Yeah. Well, when I say the eyes, to me, there's help, but you being very specific, but this is what you do.
Right.
So I'm going to call you and have you stare in one of these eyes and tell me what's up. But anyway,
let's do it. Definitely. That would be an honor.
So everybody, I want to thank you. This has been fun. And my very special guest, Dr. Shakirah Moore, and my man, King Simon, the Numerovator. This brother is great. Okay. So everyone, I want you all to have a nice day. Be safe. Have a great, great weekend. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself. A lot of people on edge trying to shoot. I don't know what's in the water that people are drinking, but it doesn't appear to be normal. Anyway, go all have a nice day. Take care. Bye.